What's going on, guys? How you guys doing? Can't really see comments right now. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but hopefully you guys can see and hear me. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna check. I can't see the comments on YouTube, guys. Just give me 1 second. Okay. All right, so we're good to go. Thank you, G Money. Appreciate it. So obviously very boring day. You guys look at a 10-minute chart on SPY. I was expecting a much bigger pop. As you guys know, bear market rallies are very vicious. So I was expecting a little gap up and go today because I was a little bit bullish, but didn't get a gap up, opened flat and pretty much flat the whole day. If you guys look at the daily chart on SPY, we opened today at 420. No, we opened at 399.98, so almost 400, and we closed at $400.23. So grand total of 25-cent move from high, from the open till the close, 25-cent move on SPY. That tells you about as much as you need to know about today. 30-minute chart you see right here, just completely sideways, chop, garbage, just eating premiums. And the worst part about this whole move, it's not the only thing that it was only 25-cent move from open to close. The worst part of the move is the VIX. So the VIX, as everyone knows, it basically tracks how many people are buying and selling put options in the S&P index. So we have this cup and handle forming on VIX. We were expecting a little pullback on VIX because we have VIX expiration on Wednesday. So they got to crush all those call buyers. We did get a little bit of that pullback. We got a negative 4% day on VIX. We came all the way from 30 down into the 27s. And the sad part is SPY could not do anything with that move. So that just shows you the market is weak. There's not enough buyers. There's not enough up movement, even on these VIX crush moves. Other than that, let's move on. QQQ, exact same thing. Obviously, we don't have to go through all of them. They were all the same. All very weak. I mean, we should have bounced a lot more with VIX down $3. XLF. Now, XLF was setting up nicely earlier in the day. We had a nice little hammer candle forming on the daily. Obviously, that little sell-off at close kind of ruined the daily candle, but still, we are holding up. And now the main focus shifts to Thursday's lows. These lows, I do not want to see them broken. If there's any chance of a rally at all, these lows have to stay in for a while. We could absolutely pull back tomorrow into Jay Powell's speech and then maybe we rip up. But I'm still leaning towards the upside this week. I don't know how long or slow or how much they'll give, but I mean, last Thursday's lows have to hold now. And we can see if we get a couple day rally going here. It'll give us better entries on our puts for the future. It'll also just sets up the market better. Because it's very hard to buy puts when you're down here on all these charts on the daily. The RSI is way down here on a lot of them, so it's hard for me to personally to buy puts when we're already so beat up, especially like you guys see IWM 4 hours, 8 hours, they cooled off a little bit, and right now 8-hour charts are what I'm watching. RSI has bounced, but we're right in the middle of the RSI. It kind of leaves us in no man's land. RSI is at 42, so I don't really know what we're going to do from here. Can we go up and get that RSI a little bit higher before we sell off again? Yes. Can we just go right back down to lows? Yes, as well. So it's kind of right in the middle of it. It's very tough trading right now. It's probably best to sit on the sidelines, wait for a move. SPX, I gave my levels this morning. 40.30 was a big, hard level. We have played with that level a couple of times on Friday as well. So on Friday, what happened was this last night? Yeah, so last night, SPX, we got over the 40.30 for about 2 hours, came right back down. Friday, we got above the SPX 40.30 for about 20 minutes, came right back down. Today, we got above for an hour and came right back down. So we're kind of just stuck in this range between 4,000 and 40.30. I would say 39.90 because it has dipped below a couple of times. But for right now, very clear range. And you can even add a number here at 40.50-ish now. At 40.45, because you guys see it's rejecting there as well. 40.30 is still the key level, but 40.45, obviously, if we close above 40.50 now, that sends us bullish. But for right now, we're range bound. We have to wait till tomorrow to see. Let's go over a couple other charts. We got Tesla here, super weak. I don't know what's going on in Tesla. I think someone heavy is selling. It's been weak, noticeably weak for a week now. You guys see here, May 11th, straight dump. Tried to recover May 12th, came right back down. Friday, we had completely sideways on Tesla. As you guys see here, completely sideways on Tesla, while a lot of stocks made big up moves on Friday. Today, you guys seen Tesla was one of the weakest on my screen. On the daily, we are down almost 6% on Tesla. Compare that to any other chart, and you'll know much weaker. JPM was down 0.7%, for example. Nvidia was down 2.5%, but you guys, that's very noticeable that Tesla is down almost 6%, while the rest of these stocks are only down a little bit. AMD is actually negative 0.93, like not even 1%. So obviously noticeable weakness in Tesla. We did break back below that channel. There was decent selling volume today as well. As you guys see here, the volume has been consistent on the selling. So let's see where Tesla goes tomorrow. For right now, it's not really playable. Unless I like this support right here on Tesla actually at 700. Other than that, it's very hard to play Tesla to the long side, especially after the last week and it's lagging the rest of the market. Nvidia, I did take calls earlier. I got stopped out of. The reason I took the calls, we have earnings right here on May 25th. If you guys know Nvidia and you've traded around their earnings before, you know they absolutely jacked the premiums on calls and puts in Nvidia near earnings. They have not done that yet, so that's why I tried to take a shot this morning. Obviously got stopped out. It wasn't the kind of move that I was expecting, but if we consolidate here today and then tomorrow we start moving up again, as soon as we start taking out these Friday highs, I do think we have a bigger pop. The reason being the RSI is oversold. We're trying to bounce. You guys see these stochastics are way overdone on the selling. So usually when we get stochastics down here, especially on these stronger stocks, you see Nvidia, you get a nice little pop usually eventually. Sometimes it takes a couple of days, like I explained on the post market last week. Sometimes it takes a couple of days of sideways and then the real up move starts. So just be prepared for that. Don't let the premium burn out on you, especially days like today. It was completely useless holding calls. And you guys see here on the 4-hour Nvidia, we have a little inverse head and shoulders forming here. So maybe we just need more time before we go up. But honestly, today was not the day I was expecting at all. So let's see what happens tomorrow. We can absolutely just come right back down and test lows, but I'm still leaning towards a little bit of an up move before the next leg down. I'm not saying the bottom's in, I'm just saying we need a little bounce to get better entries into our put plays. UPST, nice bounce on Friday. We hit all those layers for 100%. Today, absolutely no follow through. We did get through Friday's high on UPST. Got all the way up to $40.33, but we closed about $2.20 underneath there. Again, if you're looking at the daily, look at the stochastics, look at the RSI. We are due for more of a bounce on this UPST. I do think it goes crazy one of these days, but when, I don't know. Google as well, favorite big tech, as everyone in MSL knows. I've been talking about it forever. I really want equity on this one. Around 2100. We did lose that 2250 key level on Friday, but we did close right back above it. 2256 was the close on Friday, so or on Thursday, sorry, and we held 2250 every single test. As you guys look at other charts, there will be very few that actually held these levels. Everything else dumped right below it. Here's Microsoft, strongest of the day by far, noticeable strength. Closed up 0.15%. A lot of stocks did not close up. Same story. It's the same charts on every single chart almost. Some of them bounce a little more, some of them bounce a little less. But you guys see the daily charts. It's all the exact same. Super dump Thursday lows. Bounce on Friday. Inside day today. And where do we go tomorrow? Nobody knows. The inside day does mean that bulls and bears don't know where it goes. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. If we get follow through, we'll see what Powell says. If the market dumps a lot, maybe Powell will be a little bullish. If the market pumps a lot, maybe he'll be a little more bearish. I'm not sure. We have to just wait and watch. Wheat is one that I told you guys to watch, especially with India banning wheat exports. This one should go nuts. And there's a lot of open interest in the calls. So if you want the calls, you can take those. Equity is also a decent play. I mean, it's a $12 stock. You probably get a bunch of it. And this one's due for a big move just because of India banning their exports. LabU, okay, so this is the play that I held overnight. I did hold this and JPM. That's all I held, by the way. And LabU, so this is a daily chart. As you guys see here, the RSI completely beat up. It's like a lot of the other charts. Stochastics are completely beat up. The thing I like about this one is it doesn't have to do with tech. So rising rates don't hurt it as much as tech. You see the 4-hour here finally passed up over the cloud. started moving up a little bit. You see the Bollinger Bands, the MACD 4-hour is bullish, RSI is just in the middle, and stochastics are starting to get to the top of the bounce point there. But if you look at the 8-hour, now this is the chart that excited me. So I seen the 8-hour, we got the bullish MACD cross, we got the stochastic starting to bounce, we got the RSI still very, very low. We have the RSI at around 39. So this one is due for a bounce. This is a beaten up biotech sector. I looked at biotech and it was one of the most weak sectors I've seen. Last week we put in a hammer candle on it. Another reason I bought it. And if you look at XBI, I believe it is. So this is a biotech weekly chart. Even tech hasn't been beaten up as badly as biotech has. We are at lows that we seen during COVID on biotech. And basically a lot of these companies in biotech are trading worth cash value. And you guys see how strong this support is, guys, on the weekly. So we have a support here on biotech at around 64 bucks. It was tested in 2018. It was tested in 2020 during COVID, and it was tested right now. And at the very least, I see a 1-2 week bounce on this name. And the best way to play it, obviously, if you're bullish, is LabU, because that's a 3x bull on biotech. So let's see what happens next week. There's no guarantee of a bounce, but I like my odds here. I like the probability on a bounce here. So I did go a little bit heavier in this one. Let's see where we go tomorrow if we do get a little gap up. We do definitely need a rip to get in better entries and shorts, guys. It's very, very tough for me to short down here. Have you guys seen, I did hold JPM as well, as I said. The weekly chart at 119, you guys seen, everyone knows this chart by now. I've sent it enough times. 2018, when the rates rise, you've seen how big of a resistance it was. 1, 2, 3, I'll count this 1, 2, 4, 5. Came back down, and then right here acted as resistance. Finally got over. Now we're retesting it from above. And you see the weekly RSI is kind of getting oversold on a major US bank. RSI is getting oversold on the weekly, was almost unheard of before this year. So let's see if we get a little bounce here on the banks, at least to the 200-day moving average, which would put JPM around 125, which is the 125 calls I have for May 27th. Other than that, thank you guys for attending. I hope you didn't overtrade today. It was definitely a boring day that you probably shouldn't be overtrading. I didn't get the move that I expected, but I am still I still have a little bit of a long bias this week just for a bounce. Let's see what happens, and I will see you guys tomorrow.